Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Crusadia deck profile. So this deck is probably one of my favorite decks of all time. Being able to just summon equal max onto the field and being able to OTK your opponent with a 10,000 attack point monster with the greatest of ease is just amazing to me. And I absolutely love this deck because you can do that. So without further ado guys, let's just get straight on into this video. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight onto this. And I really felt like I needed to do this deck profile because we got the new Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax in, and this card is really, really good. We don't summon it that often in this deck, but it does come up. So we're going to be playing 3 copies of Crusadia Maximus. This guy's story is so hard, like for real, but we're going to be playing 3 copies of him. He's a really awesome card, but when you can, all the Crusadia monsters have the ability that you can special summon this card to a monster, a link monster points to, and you only special summon Crusadia, this particular Crusadia monster once per turn. Then they have the ability that you can target a Crusadia monster and then give them an ability. For instance, this one lets you inflict double damage to your opponent, which is really cool, and I really love that effect. Then we play 3 copies of Leonis. Leonis' effect is the same thing, but he lets you inflict piercing damage, which is just awesome. These are the 2 that you want to summon under your equal max. This is the one that you want to summon under equal max all the time. So that's pretty much the big play, is to get equal max on the field with Crusadia Leonis and Crusadia Maximus on the field at the same time to be able to just OTK your opponent super fast. So then I play 3 copies of the tuner Crusadia. She's okay. You could probably drop her if you wanted to go with more of the Guard Dragon build. I like the pure build personally. I know that the Guard Dragon produces so many negates, but your opponent cannot recover quick enough if you have like Called by the Grave and you get rid of their 1 hand trap, and then you attack them with equal max, and you just interrupt a Kaiju Slumber them at the beginning of the turn, and you have Called by the Grave, and you have like a Crusadia or 2 in your hand, you're going to roll into equal max and get the OTK extremely easily. So then we play 3 copies of Crusadia Draco. Plus this deck is super budget. Like, I mean super budget. Like, everything is like common in this deck, just about. That's why I built this deck when it first came out. So then, 3 copies of Crusadia Draco. You can special summon this card from your hand like all the other ones, and if this card is normal or special summon to a zone link monster point, so you can target a Crusadia monster in your grave and add it back to your hand, which really helps out a lot. It comes in with the combo that comes in this deck. Then I play 3 copies of Reclusia. Reclusia is kind of like Scrap Dragon in a way. You get to target a Crusadia card you control and 1 card your opponent controls and destroy them, which can kind of help in times. And this card's really good in oh, there's another deck that this card's good in, I don't remember what it is. Salamangrates. Some people play this actually in Salamangrates and special summon this card to like Heat Leo's arrow and then use it to link summon into like I think it's Sunlight Wolf. Then we play 1 copy of World Legacy Crown. I only play 1 copy of Crown because you can special summon it to a zone, then a link monster points to like the other ones. And if this normal summon or set card is tributed, you can target a World Legacy spell or trap in your graveyard, but we're never going to tribute it anyways. So basically I just use this for fodder to be able to link up, which is pretty cool. And then it has the effect that you contribute this card to negate the activation of a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck if you destroy it, which is pretty cool. Then I play 3 copies of Rescue Cat still. Rescue Cat really helps out in this deck because you can just normal summon this and then special summon Leonis and Elephon, which is the card that I play for my tuner to go into Nat Beast, which can really help out with the deck a lot. Then I play a Kaiju engine. I'm going to move these over so I can show you my Kaiju engine really quick. So for the Kaiju engine, we're going to be playing 1 copy of Gamma Seal, 1 copy of Gandarla, 1 copy of the Multidimensional, Dolgaran, Star Destroying, and Thunder King. You want to play all of these because what you're trying to do is to essentially get a field where you have the double piercing and the double damage, or the piercing and at least the double damage. You at least want the double damage, and then get your equal max pointing to one of these two 3300 monsters, and then have a kaiju under him as well to make him gain the attack of all the monsters he's pointing to, because he's going to gain 33, and then if you give yourself the 33, that's 66 he's gaining. Plus, if you have Maximus under him, he's gaining an additional 16, which is going to carry him up to 82, which gives him 10,200. As you can tell, I play this deck a lot. 10,200 on board to be able to swing into that kaiju, do double damage, and he ends up inflicting, I believe, somewhere around the ballpark of like, I don't even know, it's like double damage. It's like 140,000 damage or something like that. Like, it's ridiculous how much damage he does. It's like, or like 10 something thousand damage or 14,000 damage or something like that. It's huge. It's enough to OTK a team of 2 if you're doing a tag duel. Like, this deck is awesome. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we actually don't play that many spells. So basically, in a nutshell, play 3 of each Crusadia, play Rescue Cat, play Elephant, and play every kaiju you can get. In a nutshell. 1 copy of Crusadia Testament. Crusadia Testament is the new card that just came out of Dane or Dark Neostorm. But basically, you activate this effect. The reason I only play as 1 of is because it's searchable. And you activate one of these effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the effects of your Crusadia monsters. And after damage calculation of a Crusadia Link monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, draw cards equal to the number of equal to the monster's Link rating. So you can draw up to 3 cards off of this. It's a little situational, but if you don't OTK your opponent off of Crusadia Equal Max, you're going to draw 3 cards, which is going to give you the potential to OTK your opponent. Then we play 1 copy of Crusadia Revival. This card is one of the key combo pieces in the deck, and you're only ever going to play it at 1. It basically makes all your Crusadia monsters gain 500 additional attack, which actually, if you have this on field, it carries them to 10,700. And then, once per turn, you can target 1 Crusadia monster you control, and this turn, it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Also, other monsters you control cannot attack. That's not a big deal. We don't care. 2 copies of Crusadia Power. Crusadia Power just makes your Crusadias like immune, which is cool. You get to target a Crusadia monster you control, and that Crusadia monster is unaffected by other card effects this turn, which is just really good. You usually use this with Equal Max as your final like stand to be able to go after your opponent. Then 3 Call by the Graves. This is the big card in the deck that we need. I don't play any hand traps because that OTK is so fast. I don't care. Like, I'm not worried about it. Because Call by the Grave is so much more important. Then we play 2 copies of Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is like an MVP. I dropped 1 for the Crusadia Testament, and I'm still playing around with it. I'm thinking about dropping Power for another Instant Fusion. I have been playing around with it a little bit, and I don't know yet which one I want to do. If I want to do 3 Instant Fusions, or 1 Power and 3 Instant Fusions, or 2 Instant Fusions, 2 Power. But Instant Fusion basically gives us the ability to go into Thousand-Eyes Restrict, which kind of baits our opponent because we're going to take a monster on their side of the field and then link it away for something else, like Link Rebo. So it really helps out to have the Instant Fusion to be able to bait our opponent. Then we play 1 copy of World Legacy Succession. World Legacy Succession is just a very easily searched Monster Reborn, essentially. That's all it does. Then we play 3 copies of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Interrupted Kaiju Slumber just says, to send all monsters on the field to the graveyard, summon 2 Kaijus. You can banish it from the grave and then add a Kaiju monster from your deck to your hand. I cannot believe this card is at 3 still. It's just crazy to me. And nobody's really playing it. Like, I don't understand. Why are people not playing this? It's Dark Hole with 2 Kaijus. It gives you a 3,300 attack monster. Play this card. It's so good. But that's it for the spells, guys. I have 1 trap that I'm playing, and then we'll get into the extra deck. So for the single trap we're playing in this deck, we're playing 1 copy of Crusadia Vanguard. Crusadia Vanguard is still a card that I cannot bring myself to drop. A, because of the artwork. B, because the effect is pretty good. When you activate this card, you can also tribute a Crusadia monster or World Legacy monster. And if you do, special summon a Crusadia monster or World Legacy monster with a different original name from your deck or grave. And then while you control a Crusadian Link monster, your opponent cannot. Your opponent's monsters can only target Link monsters for attacks, which is pretty cool because it protects your back row monsters. It's almost like Seal of Orichalcos in the anime. Like, it just protects your back row from your front row. Like, if you guys get that, which is pretty cool. And I really love the effect of this card because it really, really protects a lot of your Crusadia monsters. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing one copy of the new Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, which is pretty cool because you can actually special summon this off of that Crusadia Vanguard, which is pretty cool if you tribute a Crusadia monster, because it counts as Crusadia, which is nice. Then I played 2 copies of Equalmax. Equalmax is basically the OTK machine of this deck. For every monster it points to, it gains the attack of those monsters. And then it also, you can tribute a Crusadia, a World Legacy monster. This card points to target a face-up card on your opponent's side, or your opponent controls, and negate its effects, which can come in handy sometimes if your opponent does something like tries to stop you from OTKing them. You can just tribute one of your monsters, like Leonis or the Kaiju that it's pointing to. It has to be the World Legacy. It can't be the Kaiju, excuse me. Or it can't be the Kaiju because it has to tribute a World Legacy or Crusadia. But you can tribute the World Legacy that's in the back row. You're not going to OTK your opponent with that, but you can still inflict a lot of damage if you go to tribute the Maximus. Then we play 3 copies of Regulex. I still love the 3 copies of Regulex. It just takes 2 effect monsters plus a Crusadia monster to link into it. And if this card, when it's linked summon, basically this card just searches a spell or trap card, which is pretty much all you do. You just link climb up from there. And then we play 3 copies of Magius. Magius, when it's link summoned, you can just add a Crusadia monster from your deck to your hand, which is pretty cool. And I really love that effect, being able to just link climb, because you go Magius. If you have 1 Crusadia, you go Magius, Regulex with the one you searched off of this, get your spell that you need for the OTK, and then get Draco off of this, link summon or special summon the Draco, add back the one that you special summon or normal summon originally to go into the Magius, special summon him back, and then link the Draco with this to go into your Equalmax. When then you got Equalmax. Like, it just starts with 1 Crusadia is all it takes to get all the way up to your copy of Equalmax. Then I play 1 copy of Spatha. I don't go into this all that often, but basically once per turn of an effect monster, special summon to a zone this card points to, you can target a monster in either player's main monster zone, move it to another monster zone, which can kind of come in handy sometimes, but I don't really use it all that often, but it's here if I need it. 1 copy of Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh is good because you can use Thousand Eyes to go into this. 1 copy of Borreload. Borreload just takes our opponent's monster, so it's a good one of. Thousand Eyes Restrict, just to be able to use it with instant fusion. Naturia Beast, because Naturia Beast is so good in this deck to be able to go Elephant into that. And then I play 1 copy of Id, the World Chalice Jurisdictor. I hope I've said that right. But basically, you just use the Elephant combo where you use Rescue Cat, Elephant plus Leonis to go into this, and then it searches your World Legacy Succession or one of your World Legacy cards from your deck to your hand, which is really cool. Usually we're just going to search Succession anyways. So I don't really usually search the Crown. I just search the Succession to be able to go into that, which is pretty cool. And I really love to be able to go into that. And the Synchro ability of this card, I usually don't Synchro. I usually link it away right off to go into something else. But it's there if you need to, if you come up with a weird combo. But anyways, guys, that's it for the deck. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, this is really a budget deck. Like, it's really, really budget to be able to play this. You just play a bunch of Kaijus, all the Crusadia monsters, and it's fun. Like, it's really fun to play this deck. So, anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to hit that bell so you can become part of the notification squad as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.